In case you didn't know it, the ACA New England offices are in Lexington, and Hanscom Air Force Base is just over there. I'm downstairs in our library. So every once in a while, the walls rattle, and I don't know if it's a semi going by or an airplane going over. But anyways, I'm Bud with ACA New England. If this is your first Monday message, thanks for stopping by. If this is your first time, once again, go ahead and click that little subscribe button for us. We are new to the YouTube game, but we won't be leaving anytime soon. So thanks for having us. Once again, this is the Monday message. Comes to you, that's right, every Monday. And it's usually a look at what's going on in ACA New England, both our office, maybe the community, maybe just the camp industry writ large. So let's get started. The newsletter, if you don't get it, New England Now goes out every Monday morning at 8 o'clock. And this week it's highlighting the giving season is around the corner. So Giving Tuesday is coming up. You all probably have a lot of organizations, a lot of philanthropic endeavors that you're part of or considering to be a part of or getting text messages about. So we're giving you a long, hard heads up. If the giving season hits you and you have some room in your heart, consider ACA New England and our scholarship fund for that. There's more information on our website, acanewengland.org. Let's see, conference registration, the New England Camp Conference. I think it's the oldest, the oldest, longest running one of those camp conferences in the country. The registration's open. Early bird rates run through March 6th. Now, folks who've been there and done this before, or even for the new people, pay attention. It used to be only the first and second person pricing goes up after early bird. Now, all pricing does go up after early bird. So even if you're bringing a whole team, make sure you get everybody registered by February 6th. And hit me up. If you have questions about membership, you're registering people for the conference, you need to register for the conference. You're not sure if your membership's active or you need to get people in there as members. Bud at acanewengland.org. If we've never met, I'm the Director of Membership and Engagement, so that would literally fall kind of under my umbrella of answering questions. What else is going on in our network? Character at Camp. Big grant initiative, a lot of money. I think it was like $46 million that our partners over at ACA Inc. were able to secure from the Lilly Foundation for Character at Camp initiatives. And just like everything else, of course, there's a granting portion where money is being handed out, but there's a lot of other stuff going on with this Character at Camp initiative, including their kind of launch event with Michael Brandywine. Brandywine. Woof. Don't tell him I said that. But Michael B. is going to be helping out our friends from ACA Inc. with their Character at Camp launch event on December 3rd. Go over to acacamps.org for more information on that. Right when you land at acacamps.org, it's one of the first things you see. Character at Camp, just click Learn More. It'll take you where you need to go. That is not limited, by the way. If you're seeing this and you're like, I don't know anything about camp or ACA, it is open to all camp stakeholders to go and learn about and engage with. But I especially want to encourage our friends here in New England. If you have questions around it, please reach out to me, reach out to Kerry at acanewengland.org. We'd love to help you out, be connected with that or whatever resource or answer you're looking for. Speaking of Kerry and Michele, and if you don't know, Kerry's our professional development director. Michele is our executive director. They were down in Washington, D.C. last week for the National Summer Learning Association Conference. It looked to be a great summit, wonderful speakers, great content. We were the camp crowd, or part of kind of the camp crowd. We had friends from ACA Inc. that were down there, leadership members from the Y camping world, scouts, everywhere else. But as Michele said, it was kind of cool to be at a place where we were representing New England camping and then trying to take in some information that we can pass along about they're the National Summer Learning Association. I always like to say that kids don't realize that camp is basically school without the formal classrooms. It was born out of the gunnery school here in New England. If you want that story, give me a call or just Google it. It's a fun story. No, we're not getting into it right now. So the NSLA summit was last week. Michele and Kerry were down there, and I will say they both did us proud with their representation of New England camps. And it was fun to see some of our friends from ACA Inc. and the other organizations. You might have seen that in our newsletter. If you're seeing this and you don't get our newsletter, a lot of this information can be found in the newsletter. It comes out every Monday morning at 8 o'clock. It's the New England Now. And then Tuesday mornings, our national partners send out ACA Now. So Monday and Tuesday mornings, 8 a.m., you should be getting a heavy dose of this information. If you're not already, you can go to acanewengland.org and acacamps.org to subscribe to both of those. I'm looking at my notes over here. I'm trying to see if there's anything I'm leaving out. Yes. Last week, state associations. Last but certainly not least, state associations. Last week, I had the honor and privilege of going to the Massachusetts Camping Association fall event and taking in an Emily Galinsky session on decision fatigue and wellness. Fascinating stuff. It was an incredible session. For the first time in a long time, I went to a session because I'm usually behind the scenes or working at these conferences, but I got to sit and participate, and shout out to Emily G and her work over at Bright Moose training is, she's a wonderful, wonderful person to see. She's entertaining. And if you're not laughing, you're not learning. But at the same time, you walk away and you go, oh my God, I didn't really think about it that way. So I got to consume that, but then I got to also talk and share what was going on with ACA and ACA New England with the Massachusetts Camping Association and their audience. And the reason I bring up the state associations is if you're not part of your state association, if you're not engaged with them, if you don't have your finger on the pulse with your state association, you need to do that. Every state in New England has a state association, and they are made up of volunteers and camp professionals and some staff in various states, but they do a lot of different work that we at ACA New England can't do. We don't have state governments to lobby, so we can't directly go to the New England government and say X, Y, Z. So a lot of times we support these state associations in their endeavors, whether that be through testimony, research, or simply being good partners in the space. So if you haven't recently, reach out to your state association, make sure you're a member, see how you can get involved. And if you are part of a state association and you have suggestions for us and how we can continue our partnerships, by all means, holler at us, camp@acanewengland.org, or I'm Bud with ACA New England, Bud at acanewengland.org. As always, keep being there for one another. I'm always going to be here for you. We are always going to be here for you. And I'm going to click this little red button and stop this now. Have a good week.